What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me. 10,000 steps on this Sunday. Lions versus the Rams. That's what all the scuttlebutt is. We got Honolulu Blue, summer everywhere, and it's gonna become even more so as we get closer and closer to kickoff. But let's talk about the pity party and why you cannot indulge in it. As a man, there's no pity party allowed, ever, for any reason. It doesn't matter what you're going through. It doesn't matter what I'm going through. We are not ever permitted to have a pity party. No one's gonna feel sorry for us. No one's coming to rescue us. There is no cavalry coming. No matter what's going on, you still are expected to do what is needed. You are still expected to do what you gotta do. You know, you could be going through any type of struggle. You know, it could be, you know, your marriage is failing. You know, you're getting divorced, kind of like was it Judge Mathis? You know, look at him. He don't have time for a pity party. Even in the middle of his divorce, when TMZ stopped him, where was he at? About to jump on a plane to go work. He still has responsibilities and professional commitments. And even though his divorce is very public, because he's a public figure, everybody still expects him to show up to do what he got to do. Same thing for you, man. You know, we don't get to really ever take a break from that. There's a burden of responsibility. There's a burden of performance on you as a man, and you are always expected to meet it. That's just the way that it is. You know, you can either accept this and, you know, act accordingly, respond and thrive under it, or you could let it crush you. You know, there's a weight that comes with being a man that we as men only understand because it's our life. And yeah, that weight, as I said, you can let it crush you, or you can carry it and run with it and thrive with it. But never ever are you allowed to have a pity party. You know, women are not going to ever feel sorry for you. Women are not ever going to be empathetic. And your homeboys, they'll listen to you and they'll try to help you figure out some solutions to whatever it is that's got you stuck. But if all you're doing is complaining and you on some woe is me and feel sorry for me type stuff, they are, you know, after a while, they're gonna get frustrated with it. Like all you do is complain and you're not looking for solutions. You know, that's just what it's like. There's no pity party allowed. Women are allowed this. No matter what women go through, women are always gonna be sympathetic. You know, women, if they fall sick, they're sympathetic. You know, they start posting on social media talking about it. People are like, oh, you know, or, you know, their kid could be sick. It don't even have to be them. You know, their kid could be sick and it's still, oh, you know, so we're just talking about getting sick, not any major hardship. And they're still sympathetic. If you're sick, get over it. You know, go buy some NyQuil, take it and get over it. You know, there is no, oh, you guys, I'm sick. Listen, I was sick with COVID, not once, but twice. And I still was not allowed to retire from my responsibilities. I still had a burden of performance. I'm sick with a deadly respiratory infection. And I still had to get my ass up and go do what it is that I had to do. You know, if there were groceries that needed to be picked up, I went to go do it. You know, if there was some, you know, toiletries or something that needed to be picked up, I went and I did it. Now, I'm not saying that I couldn't delegate these things to other people, but the bulk of things I still had to do. So yeah, I could shoot a task or two to somebody else, But the majority of the things that I'm responsible for doing, I still had to do them. Dead sick. And that really sucked, but who cares? Nobody cares about your feelings. All they care about is performance. They care about what you're doing. That's always going to be how it is. That's always how it's been. I never once see my grandfather throw a pity party. Oh, that must be the, that's the Princess. Detroit tour boat, the Princess. I'm about to walk past it. Big dude right there, he always down here. He down here as often as I am. As I were. Never, ever, ever, I mean ever, did I see my granddaddy throw a pity party. That man always did what he had to do. He lived to be 91. I always say he lived to be that age because he was too stubborn to die sooner. He went when he was ready to go. He was too stubborn to die any sooner than that. Nobody ever asked my grandfather, was he happy? Nobody ever asked my grandfather, was he okay? Was he feeling okay? You know, what was his mental state, his mental health? Nobody ever asked my granddaddy any of that stuff, man. And that's who I oftentimes look to, you know, when I'm like, how men are now in comparison to how men used to be. I think my grandfather's generation was the last generation of truly great men, because it's just how he was. He was going to do what he had to do no matter what. It didn't matter if he was happy, sad. It didn't matter if he felt good or not. It just really didn't matter. My granddaddy very much understood the burden of performance of being the patriarch of the family. We over here by the Princess now. I'm gonna show you guys the side of the boat here. We'll walk up a little bit more so you can see the branding. I've never been on there, but I'll jump on there one of these days. As I were. I believe his generation was the last generation of truly great men. I think my father's generation and my generation, and certainly my son's generation, they progressively become weaker, softer men, and that my granddaddy's generation really was the last of truly great men. And I hope I don't get copyright hit from they whatever music they playing. I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. I just don't know exactly the label, so I don't want to mislabel it. So I'm just saying whatever they're playing. And I hope it's not gonna hit this video. But yeah, I mean, you probably agree. If you look at your grandfather and you look at your father and then your generation, the men, they're not as tough as they once were. They've changed a great deal. And it does not appear to be for the better. You know, the men nowadays, they're a little too whiny. I listen to young men that are my son's age, and I'm a bit just blown away by how they have the best of everything available to them, yet they're still not happy. They are more emotional and complainy than ever. They have access to things I couldn't have even imagined would have existed when I was their age. And they're not happier for it. They're more miserable than ever. There's all this talk about mental health. And I'm not saying that mental health isn't important and mental health isn't a real thing. I'm saying that in my grandfather's generation, there was no talk of this. And I honestly think that the best thing to battle depression, if that's what you're suffering from as a man, is productivity. You're unhappy because you're not getting anything done. You're not building anything. That's what we do as men. We build stuff. We get stuff done. Go out and build that tree house out back. You know, if you got some kids that benefit from it. Go out there and figure out how to fix whatever's wrong under the hood of your car that's just been sitting there and you trying to diagnose it. You know, We build, we fix. A lot of men nowadays, they don't know how to do anything. I think that's part of it. The men don't feel fulfilled. You know, they don't know how to do anything. They have to call another man to fix everything.
Cool.
I can imagine that would make you feel pretty low, pretty inadequate rather. So understand what I'm saying here. You know, men nowadays, it's too much pity party stuff. It's too much crying and complaining. It's too much woe is me. There's not enough doing. Any little thing that happens to you, you're crying about it. You know, you set goals for yourself, and any bit of adversity, you fall apart, you give up, and you get to woe is me about that. You have to fight. You have to fight every single day. Wake up and fight every single day. Be unrelenting. Don't allow yourself to fall into the pity party, because no one's going to feel sorry for you. No one's coming to save you. You know, other men don't respect it, and women are not attracted to it. So leave that pity party stuff alone. Stand up, face the world, and charge at that motherfucker. Make it get out the way. I hope this message lands for whoever needs to hear it, man. I'm gonna get back to this walk because I got some more steps to get in. Like this video, leave me them comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll holla at y'all. Peace.